my name is Zulaikha Binti Roslan. In this video, I will explain about Cold War. The Cold War began shortly after World War II ended in 1945. Bernard Baruch invented the term Cold War to define the strained relations between the United States and the Soviet Union that occurred without armed conflict. This war aims to advance each country's national interests through political, economic, and psychological means. It started in 1947 when President Henry Truman declared communist policy with the Truman Doctrine and lasted until the 1980s. During the Cold War, neither the Soviet Union nor the United States engaged in direct combat. However, the two superpowers maintained antagonism through political maneuvering, military alliances, and proxy wars between other nations. The primary cause of the Cold War was the disagreement about dividing Germany after World War II at the Yalta Conference. They decided to divide Germany into 4 parts after the war. Joseph Stalin felt angry at the other two for believing they were the cause of the Soviet army fighting alone against Nazi Germany. The split was further highlighted at the Potsdam Conference held to agree on how to deal with world issues after the war ended, yet it failed. A deep gap has been created between the United States and the Soviet Union in particular because it highlights the growing distrust and tension between Truman of the United States and Stalin of the Soviet Union. Historians have also identified political and ideological differences between the United States and the Soviet Union as the main causes that led up to the outbreak of Cold War. At the time, the Soviet Union was a communist state based on socialism and communism, whereas the United States was a modern liberal democracy formed on capitalism. Laissez-faire capitalism, for example, is a kind of right-wing ideology, which means that governments should stay out of the economy and allow individuals to run their economic affairs freely. This system differs from communism in that the government typically controls the means of production and makes all important financial decisions. The Soviet Union worked hard to spread communism to other countries. The development of nuclear weapons at the end of World War II was the next major cause of the Cold War. At the start of the Cold War, with the atomic bombing onto Japanese cities, the United States was the only country with nuclear weapons. Hence, the Soviet Union could not attack the United States militarily and sought to develop its nuclear weapons. However, on 1949, the Soviet Union conducted their first atomic bomb test, codenamed First Lighting. As a result, tensions and anger between the two superpowers grew since the two countries did not trust one another and attempted to develop large nuclear weapons. The Cold War had a significant impact on the world. The most noticeable result was the formation of a new military alliances. The United States has formed a new military alliance known as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. In response to NATO's establishment, the Soviet Union indirectly established a military alliance known as the Warsaw Pact. Both military alliances are dedicated to peaceful conflict resolution and has the military power to conduct crisis management operations if diplomatic efforts fail. Besides that, the Cold War divided the world into 2 blocks. The United States leads the capitalist bloc, while the Soviet Union shows the communist bloc. United countries will work together to protect the interests of their members. This is due to differing political beliefs and ideologies. Following that, nuclear weapons were developed during the Cold War. Small arms, aircraft, ships, and army vehicles were not the only items mass-produced. The arms race culminated in a race to develop nuclear weapons akin to the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This advancement was significant since it served as a defensive tool. In conclusion, from Cold War, we can learn that every country has its intelligence services staring unblinkingly to assess their friends and enemies, to understand capabilities and to assess tendencies. Behind the scenes are the escalatory ladders, with various leaders calculating what they can do and how much it might cost. Failure of various mechanisms for resolving differences can lead to escalations that can lead to war. That's all from me. I hope this video is beneficial to everyone. Thank you very much.